This is ongoing discussions for many years with Andre. We've had common interests, concerns, our paths have crossed many times. This gave us an opportunity to provide a series of parallel responses to a series of queries and comments about matters of common interest and common commitment over many years. His part is mostly direct involvement. He's a very intrepid correspondent, has been all over, has explored many of the most difficult conflicts in the world right at the peak moments of confrontation and violence. I've done a little of that, nowhere near to the extent that he has. My own research is mostly secondary, using sources that are available to write and comment about it, with occasional direct interactions with peoples struggling around the world. Well, we have recognized for many years that the major sources of terrorism in the world are the Western powers, primarily the greatest of them, the United States and its immediate allies. And in our inquiries simply deepened that recognition, and we tried to provide significant evidence for it from many corners of the world and many domains of research and inquiry. Well, there's great concern in the West and elsewhere about the rise of terrorism and what we can do to limit this scourge, and that's quite appropriate. And there are some simple answers. So one way to sharply reduce global terrorism is to stop carrying it out. That's the easiest way, and that would already have a big effect. We don't have to keep this abstract. The most extreme global terrorism campaign now underway is President Obama's global assassination campaign. That's sheer terror. Drone attacks terrorize populations. They murder suspects, not people shown to be guilty, but suspects, others who may be unfortunate enough to be nearby. They traumatize communities, terrorize tribal societies. They also engender terrorism, which is well understood at the highest sources. You carry out a drone attack on a village in southern Yemen, killing somebody you don't like and maybe lots of others, and you create a desire for revenge and reaction. That's engendering terrorism probably faster than they're killing people they don't like. That's one example, hardly the only one. If you take a look at major acts of terror, probably the single greatest terrorist act was the 9/11 destruction. Ask yourself who did it. It was mostly tribesmen from Yemen who had been subjected to bitter persecution and were dedicated to revenge. That's the way you engender terrorism, and carrying it out consistently just expands it. Of course, that's only a small part of it. Western terror, just under Ronald Reagan, was extensive in Central America, Southern Africa. He was the last supporter of apartheid and the atrocities of the apartheid regime at home and abroad, Middle East. These are massive operations of violence and aggression and often terror. And there's a very good reason for the world to be deeply concerned about them.